Good evening, everyone. This is the creator and one of the two fabulous co-founders of the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit. And it is what day of the week, Kathy?
Thursday, Thankful Thursday.
Thankful Thursday Reflections. And we have a special person coming back on screen.
Yes, we are so excited tonight to have Barbara Wallick join us from the Crack the Money Code. And she's got lots to talk about tonight. She was one of our speakers last October at our big event. And not that this platform's about the event, it's just all about gratitude and appreciation. And we're so thrilled to be talking to you again, Barbara.
And to see you since October. October 3rd is the last time we saw your beautiful face on screen.
Crazy. It's so good to be here, and it's so great to see you, Jeanette and Kathy. Oh my God, I don't know where the time has gone.
Yeah, it's gone by so fast. And we were talking about earlier before we came on live about how fast paced life can be.
Yes.
And I know that my lesson for the last year and a half is to be more present, and I'm sticking to that. And I know that's your mantra, so to speak, too. Why don't you tell us about that, Barbara?
Yeah, thanks. So what I've been up to since the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit last year, and before that too, I've been slowly trying to figure out how do I create a life, a lifestyle, a way of being and feeling that is designed around what I want versus around the business I'm building. So building the business around me and what I want.
Right.
And one of my coaches and mentors, Laura Gisborne, when she gives us the sheets to plan our year out, she goes, the first thing you need to do is put in all your free time, all your health and wellness days, all your holidays, all your special things, and then you build it around that. And exactly, right? And the cool thing is that in the world that I worked in prior to doing what I'm doing now, it was fast paced. It was a financial world. It was customer after customer after customer, and then getting my employer on my back about things and the markets and the this and the that and the doing. And I burnt out. I don't know how many times I got so burnt out that when I finally broke from the corporate world, I had no idea who I was, what I wanted, what I liked. I just felt like I was this, and this ties to what you said, Jeanette, around, looking professional and our image. Mm-hmm. I was pale, I was puffy, and I was like a gray suit. Like it was this boxy gray suit, and I had no color in my life.
Wow. That's like the rat race, right?
The rat race.
Right to the image, right?
Yeah.
I do have color. It's melting off my face, guys. It's really hot.
It's very hot.
And I'm keeping my drapes closed, but I'm normally not this white. I'm a very colorful human being.
Yeah. When I come and hang out here, it's a little cooler.
Yeah, I so agree with you, Barbara, that what we want, how can you help somebody else get what they want if you don't know what you want?
Yes.
And know how you're going to appreciate it, how you're going to be grateful for when it arrives, so therefore it can multiply again and again and again. So pretty profound way to kind of totally shift your life. How long have you been with this thought process, this reinvention?
I think, I've been independent as an independent financial planner for the last 10 years, but it's really only been the last, I would say, 2 years where I've dove deep into Eckhart Tolle's work, Deepak Chopra. I've worked in both their programs, taken their programs, being a hypnotherapist and doing NLP and that type of work. I've really come to the understanding of how we operate and why we operate, we do. And we've just been all programmed. And we unfortunately, and if I could give one piece of advice tonight, stop listening to your thoughts. Be aware of them, but they are not correct. What they're telling you is based on old programming. And if you want to be more present and in the moment so that you can consciously, with intention, change your future and create a future that is full of love, joy, and prosperity, you have to let go of old ideas.
I was listening to a lady yesterday, actually, that called them some of this the shadows. and getting rid of those shadows and handling those shadows.
Yeah.
And for
Gremlin
me,
shadows.
yeah, and for me, it's very much of listening to my intuition and spending more time with that intuition rather than jumping off the deep end all the time.
That's right. Yeah. When you react, that's what I found we working with clients and, with money and around stock markets, and they're always going up and down. And people would come in based on fear and emotion, and they would never make a good decision in the heat of the moment. And it's the same with when I help couples separate or divorce and we're dealing with stuff. There's no way that you can make a decision in the heat of the moment all up here.
Yeah.
That is going to do you, a world of good in the future if you don't settle in the moment and try and settle. It's like a snow globe, right?
Yeah.
When you shake your snow globe and you wait for the dust to settle, then the snow to settle, then you can see clearer.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a gratitude practice? Because it sounds like for you to stay present, you've put some good, my favorite word these days, I think it's made up, systemology into your life, or methodology, I think is the combination, system and methodology, to keep yourself present. If you can give us some words of wisdom, because I don't know about you, but 2020 seemed to go along like a little turtle in my world. I heard somebody else, it goes really fast depending on what you're doing. And it seems like 2021, it's like, oh my gosh, September's around the corner. What the heck happened to 2021? I
know. Yeah, it's so true. The things that I do, I gotta admit, I'm not the greatest journal person.
Yeah.
I am getting better and I'm writing a lot more. So what I do to remain present is gratitude, is appreciating. So when you're present, you're not caught up in all the things that you need to do in the next however many minutes. So you're focused on, like, all I care about right now is talking to you both. I could be all worried that the phone's going to ring, or that, oh, I got the dog and the cat outside and they're probably cooking to death. I could be all out there and not focused on you guys, but that's okay. We're here right now, because yesterday doesn't count. All yesterday is memory. All tomorrow is your imagination.
Exactly.
So the only thing that matters is now.
Thank you. That's a great explanation. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Living in the present.
Living in the present. So yeah. So when I walk the dog, I'm not on my phone unless I'm to get inspired to do a little video or something like that, but I'm not on the phone. So I get to see what's around me. I get to see the beautiful flowers. I get to smell the sense of the trees and what's going on around me. And I get to find cool things. I found a really cool feather. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys.
Doesn't a feather, when you come across a feather, there's a meaning to that, is there not?
I think so.
Yeah, look it up. There's an indigenous meaning to when you come and you walk and you find a feather in your path. Look it up. It's really fascinating.
So I don't know what kind of bird this is from, but it's a big feather.
It's beautiful.
It was there right in front of me. It's almost like it magically appeared. It was really cool.
Wow.
But you don't see these things. You don't notice these things if you're not in the moment. Yeah. You're not present.
Yeah. And
I was thinking about this the other day is, one of the reasons we tend to avoid being still is because you heard that saying, I just don't want to be with my thoughts right now.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's an element of fear because you're afraid of what's going to come up. Yeah. And again, that's the imagination.
That's right.
It's a skill. It's a practice skill, being in the present.
It just doesn't happen overnight. I still go down the rabbit hole. And, you would ask me a minute ago, what are some of the things that I do or the practices? One of the key components to know when I know I'm not in the present moment is when I'm feeling lower vibrational emotions. Sad, guilty, irritable, angry.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because that's the biggest indicator that your thoughts have gone awry.
Yeah.
So you're in your contaminated thinking, you're not in the moment. And then, so anytime you're feeling off kilter emotionally, stop, breathe, and go, what am I thinking about? Am I beating myself up? Yeah. Am I letting somebody else's tirade get to me? And you'll go, oh, okay. So then you go into gratitude. Like, what is good in my life right now?
Yes.
That's great advice. I love that. I love that.
And I think that's the perfect place to leave it, because we could unpack that more, but that means we'd be back in our thoughts and instead of being present with that. Great words of wisdom by Barbara for us tonight.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Barbara, for joining us on Thankful Thursday Reflections. We're allowed to reflect on this day and show great appreciation to you for being part of the world's first Gratitude and Appreciation Summit last year.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on tonight. And before we do our traditional goodbye, for those of you watching tonight, we'll see you next week. And we have another special guest that we haven't talked to in a while next week as well. So really excited. So we're going to say our goodbye. Going to warm up our hands as if we
Warm
need
up
to
our
warm them up
hands,
a
even though
lot.
it's warm outside and inside. Heart, heart. Pump it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Kindness out to the world.
Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next Thursday. And thanks again, Barbara. You're rock.
Thank you so much for having me, Kathy and Jeanette. So happy to be here.
Okay, bye for now, everybody.